just remember to unmute yourself.
Hello folks, welcome to another episode of Scotslam, and that's fine Thursday night. We're all well, staying safe, keeping busy. So yeah, we've got a full team again, joined with Lewis Blackstock. How are you, mate?
All good, mate.
And Liam, how's yourself, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Looking forward to tonight.
And how are you doing, Ryan?
Aye, I'm okay, mate. Not too bad. Looking forward to getting started.
Perfect. Aye, not at all issue before all this. Nothing to see here, folks.
No.
To see go with it. But yeah, week of wrestling. Fantastic show. Maybe get a day, but go with it. I talk rubbish anyway. AEW, what a show! Absolutely tremendous. Fantastic for the get-go. Christian's first 7 years against Kazarian. What did you make of Christian's performance, Ryan?
I think being away for 7 years, he's fucking done really well. He's got some worker and Kazarian alongside him, so it kind of helped him. I thought near the end he did look quite tired, but you know, obviously his first proper bout in 7 years. You're bound to be tired. I mean, but I thought it was a solid match. Both guys put in good work. Good to see the kill switch batting use again. So that was good. I thought he done real well.
Yeah, it was a great match. Christian still kind of showed that he still got it as well. So I thought that was WWE when he came back into the Royal Rumble wage and stuff, but see him kind of come out on his own and kind of take that role with Liam. But I thought it was kind of, at the beginning I thought Christian was going to win, but then it was kind of 50-50, and I actually thought Kazarian was very unlucky not to actually pull off a victory.
I think they did a good job of making both guys look good. I think it was inevitable Christian was going to win his debut for the company, and a bit of a coup for them to get him, I think, after his Rumble appearance. So I think he was a stick on for the win, but they didn't do it at any great cost to Kazarian. I thought both guys were really, really good. It was a fantastic match. Kill switch for the finisher. So nostalgic value as well. I loved everything about it. A fantastic opener, and it could have graced any of their pay-per-view main events. So yeah, cracking job all round, and it set us up for what was probably the show of the week so far.
I totally agree. I think that was just it started off. It kind of meant to go on. It was just show. It was just really kind of full of action, and it just kind of kept. I know we've kind of an edge and all that before and stuff, and Chris seems to have this side attitude, doesn't he?
Aye, it does. He's I don't think it matters what band he goes to, what kind of show. He's always the kind of same kind of charismatic guy. You know what I mean? He obviously says that every time he goes, obviously wherever he goes. But I mean, he didn't look a step out of touch at all during that match. And just, I'd say, honestly, I know he's dominated for a lot of that match there, but to be fair, I mean, the frog splash itself was fantastic. I thought, for a guy who's come back, he's taking risks. I mean, again, for his first singles match, I know he was competing in the Royal Rumble, so on and so forth. But it was very old school. I felt that match as well, with the kind of hold ups. I felt they were quite good. The whole kind of swinging DDT he pulled off as well. But as JR said, it very much was a clinic. So any kind of younger wrestlers in that company, or just wrestlers in general, they should be taking note how these two kind of did it. I like the old school grappling. That's not something you get to see often anymore. You just get a typical old school kind of lock up in matches, and people just think that's good enough. But they went all out to do a few combinations with them, and I thought it was quite good.
I think
Aye,
similar.
and I thought as well. Aye, sorry. Aye, I think we're saying that it really showed Christian up kind of really good he was kind of during the match. It showed how Christian actually is, as you were saying there, Lewis, like the kind of the grappling, and it's kind of a standout. Except Christian up good, it'll be kind of probably quite happy to get that kind of first match, when his first match in AEW. And the action just kind of rolled on for there. We rode to Marshall. Kind of things, but no, thought in this exhibition match, kind of up and down roads, kind of stuck to his words with no doing. Showed QT Marshall a bit of respect. I don't know what you thought of Rhodes yourself, Liam. Are you a fan of Rhodes?
Yeah, inside and outside the ring, I think he's a class act, a proper professional. Usually, he has in the top 2 or 3 matches of the card, but there was more interesting things happened after this match than happened inside. The inside of the match was pretty much a non-event. Outside the ring was mayhem. The Dusty Rhodes, for the age he is, still able to take bumps. Absolutely cracking performer, and does everything he can to help promote the company. I thought the bloodbath outside kind of has maybe set us up for more interesting storylines ahead, and hopefully that's just the beginning. But the match itself, I think we could have got more from.
Aye, I totally agree. I think it just kind of never really appreciated where it kind of let it go off. I thought it was going to. It kind of started off quite like fast paced, kind of. I fell away really to nothing. I did like the move for Rhodes right enough for the canvas and just slap Marshall in the face. I thought that was quite fun. Just kind of showing who was in kind of control. But as you say, most of the match kind of happened outside. I don't know yourself, Ryan. Obviously, his career before was at Abyssa. Do you think a Go-Go's got a kind of career going forward? I think he's big in AEW.
I think it'll probably maybe be like, mid card, maybe like TNT title, maybe picture eventually. But it's probably good that it's maybe set itself up with a new faction. And I quite liked looking at Aaron Saul as well, like the big guy with the beard. I think he's got a lot of potential. He just looks like a monster. So it'll be it'll be good to see where they kind of go. Probably setting up obviously like a fight between Cody and Dustin Rhodes and Billy Gunn in name. Although I don't even know if Billy Gunn still wrestles now. I think he's just there for money. I don't know.
Aye, it could be. Aye, and it seemed as if Cody Rhodes was nearly had an absolute disaster as well. It looked as if he was going to get hit with the chair on the steps, but then in came Velvet Lewis, and it seemed as if it was she kind of saved the day for it being an absolute disaster in that kind of sense.
Yeah, it's kind of I picked up the pieces. It looked like at the end, but it was an interesting. It was an interesting match, to be fair. Very quick, obviously, very. I don't know, similar I feel as well, because it's like it seems as if it's just another kind of. I know we were talking about how great it was, but it just seems like it's another kind of stable forming here. With QT, do you know what I mean? It just seems like it's another one to add, which fair enough, you need it. But I think it was a bit kind of odd, but Clobber and Anderson was a bit a strange one.
Just
big arm taking a hit. I want to see him up and just knock him out.
Spinebuster, double A Spinebuster.
Probably end up in hospital right after that.
Heart attack or something.
Seen enough of them.
But no, the bloodbath saved that match for me. It was good to see a bit of action. It kind of got something from it, because you see with Christian, and because he had been such a good start to the show, you kind of thought that kind of standard of that match was going to continue, but it kind of led to there. But I'm sure Cody Rhodes is a fantastic wrestler himself, so he's going to be bigger and better matches for him anyway. And then we had, see, if I remember this, Kenny Omega win it, and the Good Brothers, the Lucha Brothers, and Laredo Kids in a trios match. I thought that match personally was really, really good. It started off fantastic, man. See the way the Lucha Brothers just kind of show their high flying abilities, also technical about it. Triple super kick that they did as well. The beginning was just absolutely unbelievable. And the match just kind of went for there. Do you like the Lucha Brothers? Were you impressed with their kind of high flying abilities and kind of what they brought to that match?
Yeah, I love the Lucha Brothers. Last week we were talking about seeing the same spots over and over again in WWE with people that are high flyers. Even Ricochet's not really given the freedom to express himself and show off his true ability. But I think the Lucha Brothers have been given the opposite in AEW. It seems total creative freedom, and you see things that are completely unique, unexpected, and you're on the edge of your seat because you just don't know what's going to happen next. Kenny Omega's, again, I feel as if I've spoken about him in every podcast, but the guy's unbelievable. You can throw him into any type of match. He proved, again, he doesn't need to be, the main event, the singles competitor. You can throw him into a match like that, and he can do equally well. I thought it was fantastic.
Aye, I totally agree. He was totally up against it. I thought for a lot of the match, I mean, he was really, really in the back foot and kind of put under pressure and stuff. But he seems to have that kind of the qualities and the killer instinct. It matters the most to really pull it out the bag. And I think I've said this before as well. The one-winged danger, Ryan. I just absolutely love that finish. I don't know what you think of that.
It's a fucking fantastic finisher, but and the best probably in wrestling, to be honest. It's really, really good. I thought the match itself, just in general, like you were saying, was really solid. I hope it's Laredo Kid, isn't it? Aye, really good. I totally blanked on his name there. Hope he gets a decent push. Because Penta's kind of going back and forth between like good guy, bad guy. So I hope they keep him kind of babyface and keep the three together. I think they're quite dominant.
Aye, no, definitely. I think he deserves that push as well. Because I was probably most impressed with him throughout the match. I think we've obviously seen what Omega and stuff is like, but his qualities kind of really kind of showing through for me. I know you like kind of Kenny Omega as well, Lewis, don't you? And obviously at the end of the month he's done the kind of crossover band and stuff as well. That's going to be absolutely superb.
Right. I do like Omega. It was an interesting match the way it kind of ended as well. Moxley appearing at the end. I think fans were the ones that got to really see that. I think so it was like Young Bucks and the Good Brothers and obviously Good Brothers and Mega backing off at the end, which I thought was a bit of a strange one. Because I thought usually they're the type of guys just to go all out. I know he can be a bit like, alright, we'll leave you for another time, but I found it dead weird the way they kind of just left it there. Because I thought it'd be all for the fight, to be honest with you. And I thought like it was just going to be another brawl. Fair enough, that's a brawl I would have liked to have seen, to be fair, but I think they're obviously holding that off, trying to build that one up a bit further. But it was a overall very good match, to be fair. But I love Penta. I think Penta's great. I really do like him. Just a flashback of that. It's a gif, but it's a flashback of him sitting in the crowd when he puts the hat on. And it's just looks at the camera, and I'm just like, that is spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. He's an oddest character, but like the coolest character that I've seen for a long time. But him with obviously Ladero, I think it is great. That is good. And they're building to something. For a while, I was thinking, I wonder what will happen if it'll be like, if there would be anything like that to form a team, or because there's talk obviously of Andrade. Where's he going? Could he appear in AEW? And I was kind of thinking, lots of different scenarios in my head. Where if Andrade shows up, what the scenario would be with like Penta and him? If there'd be any sort of kind of like back each other up, or if it's more like they're going to go to war with each other sort of thing. Because I know sometimes they don't always click. Sometimes they do. That's the way they like to play it, just because of where they're from. But it'd be interesting to see the other dynamic if Andrade does actually walk up on AEW.
Oh, definitely, because he deserves to be at the top of the brands and stuff as well. I know there's a lot of kind of stories behind him leaving and stuff like that, but I thought he was absolutely brilliant in WWE. Do you know what I mean? The thing we had with Angel Garza and Zelina Vega and stuff, I thought that worked a treat. Do you know what I mean? And it really, really showed his qualities. So he really, really should be at the top. Do you know what I mean? So I really hope that as well, that he does kind of push, and then it would just be war again. Do you know what I mean? That's what I love WWE as well. It's just bodies everywhere. Do you know what I mean? And he's one of the kind of people that would just pile that on. So it'd be absolutely brilliant. And then you touched on Moxley there as well. If you've seen his program stuff as well, it was just absolutely brilliant, man. He's got that kind of Timothy Thatcher kind of in him for me, like just a pure psycho, basically.
Head case.
His match against Benoni. Aye, that's it. He's just a pure warrior, man.
If he's never seen the clip of him, I think he was out for dinner with Renee, and I think some guy tried to take a photo of him, and it was like they're just sitting at tables outside, and he just leaps over the bush to go for the guy, and you're just thinking, is this a cut? Is this real? And it was genuinely was that crazy that he's just gone for the guy and going, how dare you take a photo of us? That's just, I love that kind of side of him, the fact that it's kind of borderline real.
Aye, and you can see him, you wouldn't mess with him again, you wouldn't outside and stuff like that, you'd be like, right, you win, mate, do you know what I mean? But his match again with Benoni was brilliant, I thought, as well. Benoni, he's just like a pure monster and all, he's like a pure beast, pure powerful. But I thought the match was quite intense, gave his all, really, really pushed Moxley. Don't know what you thought, Liam. Did you impressed with Benoni's performance as well?
But Benoni, I think the sentiment that we've been talking about him really selling for somebody else. So I'm hoping that's leading somewhere for him. A cracking big guy, solid, decent build. Thought he did really well. I'm not as big a fan of Moxley as you guys are. I'm trying to attack him with a Brillo pad and some Sillet Bang. Visually, it bothers me. Great in the ring, great storyteller. Never really lets a promotion down. But visually, I just can't get by him.
Aye, no, I can understand it. I think he's one of these characters that there's in between them. You're either going to really like him or you're no. Do you know what I mean? He's no kind of got that balance with it. So he can grow on me. It's just, no, you're another. I actually quite like you. Aye, but as you've seen, Ryan, he kind of continued on, battled in there. It looked as if he was up against it, Moxley, but I don't know what the move was in the build up to it, if when he's remembered, but I think he reversed it into the sleeper hold, and that's what he won in the match.
Aye, it was like a variation of suplex or a powerbomb or something. It just kind of flipped him round and caught him in the sleeper.
I think it's a rear naked chokehold, I think.
That might be it. Aye, that might be it. But I thought Benoni done well. Like the loss to Moxley doesn't really hurt him. You know what I mean? He's losing to, again, one of the top guys in AEW. So he's putting a solid performance. So his stock and his value has only got to go up. Especially if he keeps up his same performances. And the tag team match next week with the Bucks, and obviously Omega and Good Brothers, that'll be superb.
Aye, that will just be a war as well. And I think the technical ability in that match as well. I like how they do that in AEW as well. They kind of give you weeks advance to kind of prepare for a match and intense. But I think we don't know, Raw and SmackDown, it's like on the night. Sometimes you find out what's on the show and stuff, but you can actually get a proper build up with AEW. You know what's coming, and you can kind of believe it because how good their kind of promotions and promos are and stuff. So that's absolutely brilliant. But aye, the show was just, I don't know about yourselves, but talking about the main event, I don't think I've got my breath for that match, man, as well. Going to talk about it, it was just absolutely carnage, man, from start to finish.
Just fucking. Aye, fucking. But where do you start? I mean, it was like a classic, like fucking, attitude era, hardcore match. That's what it felt like.
Aye.
Just brawling anywhere and everywhere. But Miro, I thought was really impressive. I was really impressed with Miro. I think he's kind of slowly finding his character in AW, and with Trent and Risu coming back. I thought it was brilliant. Trent saving his mammy, Big Bad Miro.
It's just that he walked up to the car.
Get the fuck out of here. Trent's away from my mom.
And then it was just the way, I like the way Liam Chris Statlander back as well through the kind of arcade machine. Like Penelope was kind of looking there, she was just appeared, and I thought that was absolutely brilliantly done.
Yeah, never in my life in wrestling have I seen anybody play whack-a-mole with somebody's heat. It was 12 different storylines crammed into the one match. It was unbelievable. Really creative, really innovative, and very rarely do I want to rewind a match to watch it again from the start. I missed so much that I had to watch it again right away. I've seen people been powerbombed into Lego before, but I've never seen somebody take a DDT. There's no salary in the world, whatever your health insurance would be in the United States, would make me take a DDT into Lego. Absolutely not. It was madness.
Aye, absolutely
carnage.
carnage. Aye. You were just waiting for it as well. You could just see you just say Lego liar like that. Even the thought of that, man, just gives you shivers. Like, just horrible. And then for me as well, Chris putting Penelope through the hockey table. I don't know if you've seen that, Lewis. That was just brilliant at all. Right through the hockey table, man. It was just comical, but a brilliant moment.
They're opening new doors, aren't they, when it comes to weaponry in the wrestling, that's for sure. We used to just see what tables, ladders, occasional glass and stuff like that. Like that's a whole new ball game. That like the Lego and then that hockey table. Like, I mean, the fact that you could just break the hockey table and then turn that into different weapons itself. Do you know what I mean? Or take a couple of sticks out and put a guy's head in it and just start whacking it off him or something like that. I mean, I think it's brilliant the way W are going. They're not scared to do something like that. You know, it's not just the standard, tables and ladders like we say in the chairs. It's kind of they're going out with the norm, and it's the right direction because I think it's bloody hilarious. It's hilarious but brutal.
Aye, and it's just every
I
way you
know what
look.
it's like with the Lego, by the way. I know what it's like coming out of kids in the dark. It's not good. It's not good.
I think I know we're starting to ease out of the lockdown and there's less restrictions. A match like that can only be born out the mind of somebody that's been trapped in a house with a partner that's been getting in a tip. There's no way that's not came from absolute frustration and anger and somebody wishing that they could have done all them things to somebody that's been winding them up for the last year.
Oh, 100%, aye. And I think that's what made the match so good because it was like you say, you missed so much as well. Like, Trent was brilliant when he came back as well. He was just right at it, and I think he speared, was it Miro through the table? I know, near the end of the match and stuff. So that was a really cool moment. I know, and aye, it was just continued on from there. I'm trying to actually think, it was Chuck Taylor that got the pin in the end, wasn't it?
I think he pinned.
Aye.
Pin Kip Saban, didn't he? Sure.
Aye. After all the madness, aye. But that was fantastic, absolutely brilliant all around. So that was great. Actually, it's one of these shows as well. I think I didn't want it to end. I thought, please just give us another 10 minutes, another 15 minutes, for another match or something. Just keep it going. But aye, AEW, I think this is like anything else for that kind of show. I think that was the kind of main matches and promos. I think we spoke about it before, that Jade Cargill again, man. Her fucking promos are just unbelievable. So they are just another person I'm scared of.
Oh fuck, aye. Fucking. If I seen her wanting to watch me, I'd be like, bye in.
Aye, that's the way Emma's going to be with me if I don't get that football stuff off that couch soon.
I think she's got a couple of months of lifting weights before she's Jade Cargo right now.
But no, AEW was absolutely brilliant. Can't wait for next week. Tremendous show, really, as you say, Liam, probably the best show of the week as we kind of move on to the WWE shows. Raw, yourselves, I don't know, I couldn't believe I stayed up to 4:15 to watch Raw. I was really, really disappointed in the show as a whole. I was actually wishing that I fell asleep. But not the greatest when you think kind of building up to WrestleMania and stuff. Don't get me wrong, it still had its wee moments. But can I start off the way the show started with kind of Lashley and MVP getting frustrated by Alexander, Benjamin, and therefore kind of saying, well, enough's enough. He's out. That you think, Liam, was the Hurt Business ended too soon?
I think that's just a big con. I think they're building up to WrestleMania. There's no way they're going to break up a faction that's working as well as that without there being a storyline at Mania. I think they're going to run out. They're going to save it. I think they've been a bit tone deaf in their choice of hosts with Hogan and Titus O'Neil. So if they take the belt off Lashley, I'd be really surprised. So I think the Hurt Business are going to come out and do the save. I think Sheamus might be involved in there somewhere, but they're really missing a trick. I think if they break up the Hurt Business, they've been doing so well, and while AEW have been doing fantastically well with their stables, it'd be really disappointing if WWE had a cracking stable and then broke it up. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Saying I think for Raw, but something like that's working so well, and for me, there's not a lot of things. It's keeping your attention for the 3 hours, and they were one of the groups that were. Surely they can't just do that, and it'd be absolutely beraging that was the case. Lashley was very, very clear. I was a bit confused. I know we kind of spoke about it last week, but how he always wanted to get other people in the locker room to do his business. I think that kind of plan as well. Brian, just that Lashley surely can do his business on his own. He doesn't need them devils.
Oh God, it's probably just a full time. Don't think creative are really like what be a good way to build up this match. So they went, we'll just get the 24/7 people in and break up Hurt Business for. I was raging when I found it. I was fucking fuming on Twitter and everything. Arseholes. Then. But it was good to see Ricochet kind of stand up and maybe get his moment. That's somebody that's fucking very, very, very underutilised in WWE, I think. I'm kind of hoping he gets back down to NXT at some point. Probably won't, but I think he should be higher in the card than what he is.
Per se, I was probably one of my best favourite moments of Raw. I say no, it was many, but seeing him actually get a push and seeing, because at first I thought when McIntyre and him score up, it was just going to be McIntyre just shoves him and that was going to be it. But to actually see him stand up and then have the match, I'm like, yes, here, because for me, Ricochet is one of my favourite wrestlers on Raw. The ability that guy's got again is just incredible. The work ethic that he puts in as well, he really, really deserves to be up there and stuff. As you say, he's not been used in the right way. But it was good to see that area of Raw. Lewis win it with McIntyre, just get into a dressing room and just being the warrior it is and just going, come ahead.
It was
old Scottish warrior,
quite old school with the kind of the backstage stuff. I love that. I love the old segments you used to get when you had the backstage segments. Some of them I know were just the typical ones, like the ones years and years ago, where it was just typically the cars pulling up and the guys getting out. I'm not talking about the ones. I'm talking about the more kind of backstage segments where you've got the funny things happening. You've got the wrestlers kind of warming up. It's not just a case of here he is coming down the ramp. It was kind of like more in depth, and you're getting to go around the backstage stuff again. And you see him kind of calling everybody out. And you had Humberto Carrillo, him kind of looking like he was wanting to step up as well. He's been away for a while and he's looking a bit more built now. So I'm hoping when they're going to bring him back in at the right time, which I think will be after WrestleMania, hope he gets a bit of a shout. But it was good to see Ricochet finally. It looks like they're maybe going to give him a wee bit of direction somehow. Maybe not for this championship, right enough, but it could kind of a path, I think, to the form from this to another championship. I don't think they're going to stick him straight in for this one, personally. I think they're going to put him somewhere else, but I can't help but feel the whole breakup of the Hurt Business, it's a work. I think it's a work. I'm going to call it and say it's a work. I can't see it because there's too much. It's a shock factor. I think they wanted to fling a spanner in the works. Everybody to go, what's going to go on? How's he going to do it himself? Can he do it himself? But I just feel like it's a work. And you're going to see this at Mania. Maybe they're going to get involved, and that's how we're going to find out. But maybe it's just tough love for Bobby Lashley. They're going to have to prove herself. If not, I mean, the only way Cedric Alexander, personally, I think is going to survive is if he goes off with Shelton Benjamin as a tag team. So if they're genuinely being serious about breaking them up, that's the only way Cedric, I think, is going to stand a chance, because I just don't think he's going to go anywhere after this. If he's formed into this group and then it's failed, they're going to forget about him. Shelton Benjamin's made his name. Everybody knows who he is. He could come on and be a squash match for people coming up easily just because of his name. Cedric, unfortunately, it wouldn't work with. So that's why I'm kind of thinking, I think it's going to be a work. It has to be.
I agree with you. There's got to be, I think, it's disappointing for the creative team if it was anything but. Do you know what I mean? Everybody can see how well it's working, and the kind of action's going great. So there is absolutely no reason to ruin something like that. But I don't know, the way Raw's kind of going, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? It's just then, because there's so many superstars again that are still kind of underused and all that. So it would be a shame, but I don't know. It's one of the ones. Hopefully it does come to something, and they do kind of stay together and it goes for there. Because MV, you know, that with that Kane and all that as well, it's just absolutely brilliant, man. You need that in your life. So the Hurt Business, hopefully they stay and they keep going. But we also kind of said, we think we spoke about before, other groups as well, like Retribution and where that was kind of going, and like Mustafa Ali, and we're hoping for something big. Do you think, as we've seen him jumping in to face McIntyre, do you think they're going to give him a push, Liam, for possibly another title as well? Do you think that's no work to it, that's where they'll maybe go with him?
Ali?
Aye.
I hope so. Everything that you guys were saying about Ricochet, I totally agree with, but I feel the same about Ali as well. I love watching them both. I remember the old WCW days. I had Billy Kidman and Juventud and Rey Mysterio, and they were fascinating guys to watch. You couldn't take your eyes off them. I feel the same about Ricochet and Mustafa Ali. I think they've missed a trick with Retribution. I think the vignettes and the build-up to their introduction was a lot more interesting than the storylines that they've given them. I think creative could be doing a better job of selling them now that they're here. When Ali joined them, I was disappointed because I thought he's joining a faction that's not really working. But if he can pull it out the bag and save the faction and as an individual competitor do well, then I'm all for it. I love a guy. I'd love to see more of him.
Aye, definitely. And I think even before all that, can I just say he's so talented as well. Do you know what I mean? He really, he's top there, and he's very, very believable. Do you know what I mean? That's how I thought Retribution was going to work. Because when you see when he became the leader and stuff, you believed it. Personally, anyway, I thought he really suited the role, and that he can work from there and could get people on his side. But as I say, I think they kind of went the whole wrong way, and they were kind of losing. And I thought the Hurt Business kind of took care of them quite quick as well. So it wasn't really any feuds between them and stuff. But as you say, you hope that is then that they let people like Ricochet and Ali have now faced McIntyre and stuff, and push that then that's where they're going to go. If they can face somebody like McIntyre, then it's going to lead to bigger things for them. Further on in Raw, I've just kind of not been really enjoying this storyline. Braun Strowman, Shane McMahon, Ryan, you've just seen that they've kind of built up this kind of storyline, how Braun get bullied and stuff like that, and good old Shane McMahon pulls out a belter with his report card.
God, they could do so much better. It just makes me so angry. Big Braun, I love Big Braun, and to see what he's doing now is just kind of it's just hurting me. It's just I just don't like it. I think the steel cage match could be interesting, right enough. It,
Aye.
it could be a decent match. I've got some hopes for it, but the build up is just it's just been terrible. That's
Aye.
all I can really put it.
Something could have been better. I don't know. With Strowman, he's been like the Universal Champion and stuff, and he's obviously like a top character. But for me, obviously they missed a trick as well. I know the Fiend, Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss has been really, really good. But Braun Strowman was always kind of linked to Alexa Bliss and stuff. I don't know, and Bray Wyatt obviously. So I don't know if he could have tied something in there, but it would have been better than what he's getting offered the now. Do you know what I mean? It's just been kind of put together dead quick. And as you say, the steel cage match I think will be good because it sets up for people like Shane McMahon just to jump off things and be crazy and stuff like that. So hopefully it's going to be a better match. But I know it was just it wasn't great at all. Even worth talking about that. On to a better match. Lewis, Sheamus and Riddle. That was a good match. That was hard hitting. Sheamus has just been an absolute warrior recently. And the amount of matches that guy competes in, and he's on the card every week and Raw. He just keeps going, doesn't he? Doesn't stop.
He's a strong performer. A guy he's picked up the pace again. To be fair, there was a time I felt they made him a bit stale. I know the whole tag team thing with Cesaro and stuff and whatever else. I think it was just kind of it was a bit stale towards the end of that. But then they kind of tried to bring him back as the Celtic Warrior, and I wasn't overly convinced at first. I was like, are they trying to throw him back to 2010 or something like that? What they try to do here, but the way that he's been brutalising everybody and practically can get involved in everything, we just battering everybody in sight. I think it is great. Absolutely loved this build up with Drew McIntyre. It's been amazing. It's a shame Drew hasn't had the kind of longevity of the kind of career in WWE as the way Sheamus has. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would have been great to see them for going that long. We know outside Drew's been a wrestler and wrestling elsewhere, but it would have been great to know that they were always in WWE together. But Sheamus has been a kind of mainstay in the WWE, and fair enough, he's drifted to the bottom probably and forgotten about. But every week now he's just kind of coming out in strong performances, and I would not complain if this match for WrestleMania is just the two of them. Just him versus Riddle. And Riddle we've seen a different side of. We've seen the kind of you don't mess with me kind of side. Like we've seen the funny side beforehand. We've seen it building up every week in Raw with the kind of hilarious backstage segments of Scooter. Suzuki Nakamura, Asuka. I don't know if that one was a genuine actual script where he was forgetting what he was going to say, or if he genuinely did forget. I don't know. I'll take it either way. But when he obviously get pinned, it was quite surprising to see him get pinned. I thought first of all, and then when you see him stand up and kind of giving them the glare, it was a side I was hoping for a long time that somebody was going to bring that out in Riddle. So it's kind of now shaping up to be quite a good feud, I think.
Aye, absolutely. I can't wait. I think that'll be one of the best matches at WrestleMania. For me, Riddle's just, as you say, he's got that kind of comical side, but he's actually in ring ability. He's just unbelievable. What's your prediction, Liam, for that? Do you think who do you think at WrestleMania be Sheamus or Riddle?
I think Sheamus is probably owed it. I think he's done a cracking job for everybody else. I think he's probably owed it. The one losing to Sheamus isn't going to harm Riddle's career. He's done really well. He's had a great push. Again, really, really interesting to watch. He's a good laugh. It's a fucking dough ball. But in the ring, the boy's a serious competitor. Again, fascinating to watch. But when you look at Asuka's reaction, there's no way, that was a work. She was definitely genuinely surprised, and she's obviously rehearsed that in a second language and pulled it off. And that genius couldn't spit out his own lines in his first language. Definitely made up for it in the ring. But again, it's a live show, and it lends itself to his character anyway. Everybody else is already watching him with some background knowledge of him getting fired for UFC for smoking dope. There's no way he's no wasted a couple of brain cells there. So it's part of his character. It's who he is. And actually, I love him more for it.
Aye. To be honest, I can know how talented he is and he's whatever else, but I can see a bit of Riddle myself, but just how daft and stupid he is, and just that kind of bit crazy. Do you know what I mean? Only he's a wee bit kind of a lot more intelligent and a lot more fucking aye. Better.
I don't know. I love the guy. He's definitely better built than you, Greg. But he's definitely no more intelligent than you, pal. You're putting yourself down. Other than a dodgy choice of football team, you're not.
Aye, but Riddle, got to love Riddle. As long as he turns up in the scooter, man, that's all you're wanting. Honestly, it'd be unbelievable. A couple of good promos where we've spoken about Drew McIntyre one. Again, I've seen kind of mixed reviews because a lot of people saying, it's same old. But Alexa Bliss's The Fiends, I just thought, again, for me, was just brilliant. I just think, for me, that's when I kind of went, here we go, Alexa Bliss is kind of saving the all. But again, for me, it just seems to come so natural, and she's really kind of came into this position brilliantly. And then you just seen The Fiend sitting on the spine as well. I don't
That was fucking by far the best bit of the fucking Raw. Seeing him in that swing. It's fucking. It just looks so happy. I for like somebody that's meant to be terrifying. He just looked so happy and jolly in his swing. He just like, fucking what guy? Loved him. Best bit of Raw, definitely.
Aye, it was great. It's just so believable as well. Do you know what I mean? I like, you see, obviously the kind of character Alexa Bliss was before all of this, and you're kind of wondering whether she can pull it off, but she knocked it out the park. I actually will be gutted when it ends. Don't know about you, but WrestleMania and that's it done. I'm like, God, what's Raw going to come out with next?
We've got a lot to look forward to. I mean, Monday straight through to Tuesday next week, actually, because it's not non-stop. Monday night you've got Raw, honestly. Tuesday night you've got Hall of Fame, Wednesday and Thursday you've got NXT, Friday SmackDown, WrestleMania Saturday, Sunday, and then straight back onto Raw and NXT. So we've kind of forgot about that.
We're lost and loaded for that. Fuck I'm off.
I'm not, but I'll try.
I'm not like that.
Energy drinks will be stocked up, that's for sure.
I think we'll all need to meet up and power ourselves the way Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jakey Snakes in the old days.
Alright.
There's no way we're getting through that week without a bit of 80s help.
Definitely
not. Aye. And then I think, again, at the very end of Raw, as we've seen Drew McIntyre claim his way to a couple of victories, the main man, King Corbin, comes to his call. No, I'm saying main man as if I can't stand him. But aye, he comes out. I like the deep six, right enough. That's a cool move. The deep six, no on Drew McIntyre, but it's a cool move. Drew McIntyre showed a bit of fight, but no, Corbin kind of got the last laugh. Well, Ashley, do you think that's a good move? Do you think it's fair?
A decent move, but I wish they'd called it something different. It's dodgy having it in your search history.
Do you think the creative team did well with that as well? Obviously, I think if I can remember, Corbin, Lashley, McIntyre kind of teamed up 2018 or something, and then McIntyre eventually kind of left. So I don't know if they've it's just been long-term storytelling or whatever. But I don't know. Kind of see what's for me the kind of sense it. But aye, I don't know.
I guess it shows that the loyalties, doesn't it? There's still kind of some loyalties with Lashley. Certain ones also, we know the locker room didn't really give a toss about him. They were going to keep themselves to themselves, and if they were going to do it was for themselves. But you kind of seen, obviously, I suppose that the reason, I know you're saying long kind of term storytelling sort of things, I suppose they're kind of just keeping you, if you remember, because I know a lot of wrestling fans probably won't remember that. That might be a minor blip for some people, they forget about it, but for the ones that do, I think it does show that he's still got some friends out there.
Aye, and I think, I don't know, Corbin's just, get me wrong, he's very, very talented, you know what I mean? He's a good wrestler in his own right, obviously, but he's just so annoying, man. He's got one of the faces. It's just like, even when you see that storyline, like Sami Zayn and all that, you just want Sami Zayn to club him, man, with the camera or something. Like, it's just, you're even more annoying than Sami Zayn. But I love Sami Zayn, so. But aye, Raw, was it 3 hours, man? You think compared to AEW, that show, normally there's kind of more in Raw that kind of keeps you going, but I just thought that one was very, very disappointing, man. It was one of the worst, for me personally, one of the worst I've seen in a wee while. But
I quite enjoyed the Rhea Ripley thing. I thought that was good. Don't know what you did, but I thought that was good. They kind of floored them, but it was a bit odd why they were kind of wanting a match all of a sudden straight after it. I'm just like, taking it by the table and you're going to challenge me a match. Well, Ashley's just lying there. Aye, okay, that makes sense.
Aye, crump on the table. I want to
should have just left it at there was a bit of a flashpoint between the two of them. Left it at that. Don't bring the tag team. That's a bit odd.
I know that kind of covers the main points of Raw. I think Monday, being the kind of last Raw and stuff, it will continue the build up and the matches and stuff that have come in for WrestleMania is great. So I'll continue on. NXT as well earned is moving to Tuesday nights, which is great for all us as well, because then we can just watch NXT and AEW on the Wednesday. Thought NXT was a solid show as well, really, really good. Kind of continued the build up the last NXT before Stand and Deliver, which the matches are off the scale for me, absolutely crazy. Kind of started off with Roderick Strong and Cameron Grimes. Interesting match with Cameron Grimes coming out with his new t-shirt.
Oh, loved
that.
I can't stand Cameron Grimes, but I loved that. That was hilarious.
It was really, really funny. I think we kind of spoke about before how good he is in the ring, but it was kind of clear to see that Cameron Grimes kind of pulled out the armband with Undisputed Era, and that seemed to affect Roderick Strong, didn't it?
Okay.
Aye. Where you going? You can take one.
No, you can take it, Ryan. On you go.
Sure. It's decent storytelling as well. It's obviously, but with Cole and O'Reilly fighting, it's kind of left like strong as cell, and fucking Bobby Fish has disappeared. And still don't know where the fuck he is. Fucking need to find fucking need. I need to make posters for him, I think he's don't know where he is.
I think I heard something. He picked up a slight injury, but I don't know. I think he's just totally disappeared on there. But no, Grimes is definitely. I like this kind of gimmick when he's got all the money and he's kind of fancy car and all that and stuff. I think it's been brilliant storytelling, and I think he really portrays it really well, Lewis, didn't he? He's one of the characters, again, you either love him or hate him.
Nice. Hilarious. I'm one thing I will say right now is I'm glad it was an armband he pulled out of there and it wasn't something else, because I knew it wasn't going to be money he was pulling out of there. It looked like it was getting a bit anti-PG there. But no, it was brilliant to see him. I just loved the way they got him, just making him a ridiculous heel with the money. It was just obviously we've seen him later on again try to use that money. We'll get to that bit, but the match itself, I thought it was good. It was brilliant. Just the Titantron bit with the was it Undisputed Grind or something like that they said, or something like that. I just thought that was hilarious, man. I thought that was brilliant. But it's good to see they're giving him that kind of focus, because we're all probably asking the same question: where does that leave? Where does that leave Strong, considering they two have O'Reilly and Cole are kind of already feuding? Kind of just made you think, well, is it going to get an interference with him? Then it just causes a bit of confusion then. But they've gave him a focus, which is good, and Grimes is definitely the man to put him on, that's for sure. And I like the way they're going with him, so he's kind of snuck into my like list, I think, the way I would say it.
So that hairy chest and all that, you know what I mean, showing it off.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
No, fair play. I mean, he's doing really well, and as you say, I don't know where it leaves. Kind of Roderick Strong. I think I've kind of been quite gutted since Undisputed Era broke up, because they're obviously a fantastic group. But for me personally, I hope nobody interferes. Cole and O'Reilly, I just want the two of them to go at it. They're two of the best in the business, grappling, just actual wrestling and stuff. So I really, really hope that it's just a match that they can have, and then they'll have a winner. But I think there's going to be some sort of interference somewhere at some point. But no, Cameron Grimes will be the new NXT champion soon. But no, that was a great match. Continuing on, we had, I think we spoke about it before, Zoe Stark and Gonzalez, as Gonzalez kind of continues her build up to facing Io Shirai at Stand and Deliver. Again, Liam, Zoe Stark just continues to impress. Thought she was excellent against Gonzalez.
She's really, really well built, really talented. Reminds me a wee bit of the Glamazon. Just looks proper hard. You know, I don't think she's sports entertainment hard. I think outside the ring she could probably handle herself as well. Again, can sell a really good story, and natural athlete. I look forward to to what storyline she might have ahead of her. Stand and Deliver's shaping up to be a cracking pay-per-view. I can't imagine that there's going to be a fast-forwardable match, as we spoke about in the whole pay-per-view. Everything's looking stacked, really, really good. And quite exciting times ahead, particularly for Stark, who I haven't really seen that much of, but hopefully see a lot more of her in the future.
Aye, and I was been the same. I've not really seen much of it, but been really, really impressed. And I think it was just maybe her second match on, she was already facing Io Shirai. So I think that kind of tells the story that she's going to be at a kind of top level and kind of facing the toughest competitors. But again, Gonzalez picked up the win, Ryan, and we've seen her and Shirai, just the two of them go at it together all night. And I think the main event, it's going to be the main event. I think it's night one at Stand and Deliver, and it just shows you how good the women's talent is in the NXT division.
Oh God, aye. Oh, definitely. I love their wee segments. You get especially one bit she get fucking put through the wall. This is fucking sick. That was fucking sore.
I know, nearly kill her.
I think putting them as a main event it shows how good the women's division is in NXT, and it also kind of sets up for a shock. So it kind of sets up for maybe Gonzalez winning.
Aye, yeah. I hope, as much as I love Io Shirai, I think that's Gonzalez's time. Lewis, who do you think Gonzalez is going to do it? Do you think that's the way it's kind of heading?
I think so. It looks like Gonzalez has got her rocked. The way she came out at the end of the show and just kind of just lost the plot, shouting in Japanese. Yeah. And then obviously the end was chaotic with everybody coming out and wrestlers I've never seen before. I think I spotted a woman with a lucha mask on and I was like, who is that? I don't even know who that is, honestly. That was what kind of caught my eye. It wasn't the fact that Gonzalez had came down. But they definitely launched a lot of the developmental in there, that was for sure. But no, it was good. But I think Gonzalez she's going to probably win it. I think Io's done great with a run, but I think she's ready to hop up now. I don't see that. I hope they don't keep her down, because now would be the right time to kind of move her up, I think.
Perfect. And we're talking about matches for Stand and Deliver. I'm going to go up your list of matches and going to ask, because it was the last NXT, for predictions and all that. Not to put you on the spot and all that here, but
Fuck the pressure. Fuck's sake.
Are we all with Gonzalez to beat Shirai then? Is everybody in the same kind of opinion that Gonzalez is going to beat Shirai?
I'm definitely Gonzalez. Aye,
definitely.
It's her turn.
Aye, no, definitely. I definitely agree. It's definitely her turn. Women that you, again, I think we said before, you win the match to West with. Anyway, night one also as well. I think we've got Ciampa, who had another fantastic promo in NXT. So good. Just a bit like Moxley, even probably more psycho-like. Just absolutely possessed. He just was absolute war and carnage, and I'm sure that's what he'll do against Walter, the NXT UK champion. I think is it over 700 days or something that he's at the title. Another absolute warrior. I predict Ciampa. I think Ciampa might just have the edge on him. I don't know. I think it'll go right to the wire, but for me, I think Ciampa might just have too much for Walter. What's your prediction, Lewis?
I want Ciampa to win, but I think Walter's going to win because I think they're going to try and make him a mainstay on the NXT and move him away from the UK. But that would be it. Still, it kind of does ask the question, doesn't it? Like, you know, where does that leave the UK Championship? Where does that leave the show? I know they're hardly going to combine the shows, but it does leave that question. But I've just got a feeling that they're going to have Walter. They're going to have him win and then maybe lose to somebody and then move up. But if Ciampa wins it, where does it leave the show? Do you know what I mean?
What about yourself, Liam? You think Ciampa's got enough in him?
I definitely. I think he's as authentic as they come. I think it's definitely is. I can't get past Walter looking like a post-lockdown Vladimir Kozlov. It just looks like the old Russian go. It's not the most toned, but he's a beast. He's a monster. But I think Ciampa's taking it.
What about yourself, Ryan? You think Ciampa's going to do it?
I'm a fucking Ciampa diehard, so I'd fucking love to see him win. But I think I'm sure I read somewhere that Walter could be in a feud on NXT UK, or maybe that's that. I can't remember. But if Ciampa does win it and Walter does move up to like this in NXT, we can do you imagine him against Karrion Kross?
Oh, aye, that would be unreal.
That would just be amazing.
Aye, absolutely off the scale. Aye, and the card just gets better, man. You think there's a couple of matches in night one, but then obviously with the tag teams coming available, MSK, who we've seen the return, Wednesday, Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma. I think the three of them have been absolutely brilliant. These very, very impressive. MSK and Grizzled Young Veterans in the finals of the Dusty Cup was a fantastic match. MSK for me are just so unique, so different, bring all this kind of maybe something we've not seen for a long time, but then you've got the brutality of Fantasma, who just like Santos Escobar, who we think is now the drug lord Pablo, but we'll go to absolute war. For me, it's a hard one to call. It really, really is. It could go. Something's telling me Grizzled Young Veterans, I think, because I think they were in the Dusty Cup final the year before and they lost it, and then they lost it again. So something's telling me that it could be their time. I would love MSK. MSK is in my heart, so I want to win it, but I don't know. I've just got a slight feeling that Grizzled Young Veterans might come out on top. I know you're a big fan of MSK, Lewis. Do you think this is their time?
It's MSK. They're winning. Nah, there's no question about it. Nah, MSK for me. It's their time. I can't see young Grizzled Veterans. They've had their chance. Time to move on.
Aye, oh, definitely. Good shout, definitely. MSK, couldn't argue with that if they did win it. I think, obviously, Santos Escobar's fighting as well. And if he retains a gold, I think then surely Liam, Legado del Fantasma need to have gold as well. And then the three, that's them sorted. They've got all the gold.
Not for me.
Pablo needs gold.
Listen, Greg, you'll be phoning him halfway through WrestleMania week.
Not a chance. And then I think the other on the match I'll go for night one is the Gauntlet Eliminator, which that Battle Royal was a fantastic match as well. Don't you thought of that? The Battle Royal was great. Pete Dunne and Kushida eliminate each other to set up their match as well at Stand and Deliver, who's going to be the best technical wrestler between the two. I thought it was really, really clever the way they done that, and then obviously they were kind of left with LA Knight and Dexter Lumis, wasn't it? Last two.
I saw. I think Dexter starting in the corner of the match was just. I fucking loved it. He's a big creepy bastard.
I don't know what it is with wrestling now. It's like that's the same route they're going down with every day. Like as we've spoken about the Fiend, Dexter Lumis, and then Tian Shah.
Aye.
Spitting a mist thing in the face. It's like really, really going down a dark road. Like, see if you don't like horror, you're absolutely good. Like, Don't know where it's going.
I think with the Undertaker retiring, they're trying to replace something. You know, that's maybe
Aye.
a bit unnecessary. A big man was unique. You don't need 5 or 6 people, you know, trying to kind of replace that gimmick. They've done it in NXT with a few different groups, tag teams and individuals, and even Nikki Cross to an extent. But I think you can have too much of a good thing.
Aye, definitely. You don't want to kind of. No, the Undertaker will be memorable forever, but you don't want to kind of, as you say, try and replace that. But, so I think they're going with Eliminators, the match, to then face Gargano into it in night 2 for the North American Championship. So you've got, it was the final 6. What you get is Loomis, Grimes, LA Knight, Ruff, Reed and Swerve Scott, and then going with Eliminator. Very interesting matchup. A lot of different kind of characters in there. Obviously, Reed's kind of up and coming. We've spoke about Grimes. Ruff's actually been the North American champion for a spell, which was crazy. But for me, go to be Loomis. I think it's Loomis' time. I think he's just been absolutely brilliant. Not just his storytelling and everything, but his actual in-ring ability. He's get better as a wrestler. And he's obviously faced Gargano before. But I don't know his height out of the A6. Who's your pick for that Eliminator?
Definitely Loomis. That's like it's what you're saying. He said previous history with Gargano and what the way, and so it makes sense for him to take the title off him. And I just kind of want him to be the champion because I love the big creepy bastard.
I don't think it's going to be Loomis. Definitely no him, but only because I've not disagreed with Ryan yet in a few of these podcasts. So just disagree. I think it's fairly wide open. It's quite unpredictable. I honestly couldn't call it. I have no idea where they're going to go with it.
What about yourself, Lewis? I think there's a kind of clear take on it.
I think Loomis, but I think there's it's a close kind of neck and neck with Grimes, I think, because I feel Leon Ruff and Swerve have still got some unfinished business. You've got LA Knight feuding with the big man, so I don't see them finished yet either. I think there's still some scores to settle there, whereas that leaves Grimes and Dexter Loomis out in the open. I think they're kind of not really get anything going, so I feel like they could be the two that are neck and neck with this one. We kind of made it quite obvious during that. I think that gauntlet match kind of like we've seen Pete Dunne going out the ring with Kushida, so it seemed like there's something going to be feuding there. It just seemed quite obvious to me. I don't know if that's what you see in hindsight.
Definitely, because I think before as well there was a stare-off between Kushida and Pete Dunne before the Eliminator started as well about the technical wrestlers, and Pete Dunne was kind of saying to him, you know where I am and stuff, so that was kind of like almost, as you say, like a kind of hint that then something was going to happen. But no, definitely it's a fair shout, and it's definitely going to be a good match. Anyway, I think that clears night 1. Night 2, again, it just doesn't ease up, man. It's absolutely fantastic. Again, it's matches you just want to see live as well. That's the problem I think we've got. Like, it's one of the ones you don't want to watch after, kind of thing. So we've got Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell taking on Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. And all I can say with that one is if Shotzi and Ember don't retain, I'm writing. So please don't be a short run. But I don't know, something I think the NXT creative team and WWE seem to like their Garganos and LeRae and all that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning the match or something silly like that. But no, I just hope Shotzi and Ember do it, man. I really do. Please. Please.
I'm in the same boat. I hope they retain and somehow get a bigger tank as well. That'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be unreal. Honestly, can you imagine her eventually being at WrestleMania, man? Just come down the big ramp in that tank. No, oh, honestly.
I think fucking Sherman.
Aye, perfect dreams.
I like your efforts to try and convince Emma that it's Shotzi's tank that you love.
Well, she's a nice little lassie as well, no denying it, but the ring abilities is quality. Do you know what I mean? I think as well, she's different and unique and kind of weird, but in a good way. Do you know what I mean? I think she's just really in her own, and I think that's what I really like about her. She's one of these people who really doesn't care about anybody else, and it really comes across well in the ring and stuff. So I think that's how, as well as her looks and everything else, but it's came across. But no, that'll be certainly an interesting match anyway. But I think they kind of touched on other matches. I think, Brian, you said this could be the match of the actual stand and deliver, is Devlin and Escobar, like the kind of unification fight. I think that's just going to be absolutely tremendous. Who's your taking that one, Liam? Who do you think will come out on top?
I'm hoping Escobar wins. Only because when Escobar's don't win and they go back to Colombia, they get shot.
Just as well when Morelos is staying here then, isn't it? Ryan, who do you think is going to win? I think it's just going to be technically fantastic and just wrestling at its finest.
I just hope that they give him a good maybe 25-30 minutes just to show what they can do. Because both men are highly talented. But I can see Escobar winning it. Just the way they've kind of bottomed up through recent weeks. And I mean, Devlin's nice for each other. He's came for ICW and stuff as well in Indies. So he's worked hard to get where he is, and it's the time that people can actually see him and show what he can do. But I think Escobar will win it, definitely.
Yourself, Lewis, think is Escobar's match?
I think he's going to win it as well, but I think it's going to be a phenomenal match. I love the fact it's a ladder match as well. That's been a while since I think seen a kind of ladder match. I can't even remember the last one. If I'm being honest with you, that's probably quite bad, but I really cannot remember the last any brand ladder match I've seen for a while. But I love the build up, the way Shawn Michaels going out the ring, chucking that in. I think that was a great build up, a great touch to it. But I think Escobar's going to win. I do think he's going to win. I think they're going to push him as the next. It's bad to say, I know, but it's like the next Del Rio, the next Andrade, unfortunately. Since he's gone now, it's like the next kind of big Mexican guy to come up. And obviously, we've got the Crimson 2 behind them. I think it's quite a good wee kind of trio they've got going, so it would be good to see them eventually move up. And they're a great heel. The tag team on their own are quite good. Phantasma, I think they're good on their own, but he can stand on his own as well. Very capable. It's just a shame he's not as big, but it doesn't matter. Size doesn't matter in WWE anymore, obviously, most of the time, because they can still push them as long as they're good enough characters with their heels. But he's winning it, I think, for me.
Aye. No, I think I agree. I think Santos Escobar will have too much, and I think he deserves to keep going the push he's going, because he's just a pure warrior and stuff. I think he's probably on stuff and all, do you know what I mean? He's probably just fuck it.
He gets it for the big man, that way.
Remember that ex-Rangers player, Carlos Pena, man? It's probably him. He's probably still got the cartel going or something, like the Shelton or something.
Doing the bad.
But no, that'll be great. And like before, as we've seen Finn Balor carrying Cross, two of them facing off. Obviously, Cross had won the championship a way back, get injured, but he's been built up and built up and built up. For me, I would love to see Balor retain. I just love Finn Balor in the ring. I think he's absolutely brilliant to watch. I think he's a great champion, brilliant on the mic. But then his in-ring ability with the top superstars like Cole and O'Reilly and battling all the way. So I would really like to see Balor retain, but they can't build Cross up so much and no give him the title. I think it's got to be his time, and I think unless kind of Ryan touched before, he's going to bigger brands like Raw and SmackDown and stuff, whether it's going to be a push for then on. But don't know. I really hope Balor wins this one. Don't know what you think on that.
I'd like Cross to win. A bit worried that my family might disown me for saying that, right enough. love Finn Balor in my house. Guy's an absolute legend. Fascinating to watch, but a loss isn't going to hurt Balor. But a win will do everything for Cross. I think, and I hope that's the way the direction is going. The creative, the writing talent in NXT, and I think Triple H's creative control usually steers that brand in the right direction. So I'm hoping that's the outcome. They seem to do better, at pushing stars and sustaining them than the two main brands.
Aye, 100%. Aye, for me, NXT is better than Raw and SmackDown altogether. For me, for kind of watching AEW and stuff, NXT, it just seems to be more intense, and the matches are better, and there's no kind of people intervening in matches the way Raw and SmackDown was, and matches are kind of short-lived and stuff. It's frustrating, but as you say, I think the kind of storytelling and the creative writing in NXT, but especially build like Sheringan that we've spoke about and stuff. I mean, that you were buzzing for it before, but seeing last night's show, you're like, oh my god, this is incredible. It doesn't matter if it's male or female wrestlers, it's just for the want of talent and stuff, so it's absolutely brilliant. Ryan, you think Cross's time as well?
I hope so. I'd seen quite a lot of him when he was Killer Cross, like out of Finn, but Ring of Honor and stuff. Kind of followed him through that. And his promo this week as well. And Scarlett is just, he's like amazing behind him. Probably the driving force.
Mm-hmm.
Comes to his character, I think she's got a lot of input in it. It'd be good to see Cross win, and I just think if you get Bronson Reed could get a push, Water could stay, and big men could have a chance to shine again, which has not had in a while, except for obviously Braun Strowman winning last year and then holding the title for a couple of months. Keith Lee as well.
Aye, no, it's certainly interesting. We're speaking about I said I like Finn Balor, but after all this, he is Irish, so you want him to lose after.
I actually prefer listening to you than with technical difficulties, pal.
No.
I agree with Liamson when it comes to the Balor. I think he's been great for NXT coming down. They probably could potentially bring other wrestlers down, and it might not work, but he's one who's certainly worked, and he's doing the brand the world of good. To be honest with you, I think Cross surely is going to take the title. It does. The only question does for me float there. I can't really answer it. Is where does Balor go if he loses the title? I don't really know what direction they're going to try and go for. If he goes, I don't know if it's just going to be another feud, or is he going to eventually get punted back up the way into the Raw SmackDown rosters again? I don't know what you guys think of that.
I think it's a possibility. It's possible though that Cross could win it. Balor could get it back off him, and then Cross goes up to one of the main brands. I don't know how excited I am about him going up to one of the main brands, because actually I'd rather watch Keith Lee on NXT. I think they did an awful lot better for the big man than he's getting on the other brand. So I'd love to see Cross get a shot. But when Greg was saying earlier that he prefers NXT to SmackDown and Raw, he's not alone there. It's supposed to be the developmental brand, but an awful lot of people prefer that. And when you look at some of the wasted opportunities and the wasted potential at the big brand from talented athletes, you just hope that if Cross does go up, he gets a real push, a real chance.
Aye, you definitely hope so. They say, I think it just needs to be looked at a wee bit. The creative team, I don't know what their kind of ideas are kind of thinking, but you just hope, especially SmackDown's doing okay, but Raw, I don't know, it just seems to be say lazy writing, but it just needs to something to kind of keep the fans going. Do you mean it's a 3-hour show, and it just seems to be either wee kind of short matches or nothing kind of really intense, or it's maybe something at the start of the show and then an hour later you're still waiting for that. Like at times, remember, like it was like Miz to face Lashley and he was avoiding it. It actually worked out okay, but it's more seem to we'll just drag this story out for an hour and a half to keep fans watching, kind of thing, rather than actually making it something worthwhile. But you just kind of hope it kind of progresses, and I'm sure it will. Wrestling at the end of the day, it has kind of times where it's sometimes better than others, but we'll kind of
But
keep going. And then
these used to be the best weeks. You know, the lead up to WrestleMania was where it gathered momentum, it gathered pace. You know, you were really interested in looking forward to Mania because Raw and SmackDown were starting to accelerate. But that seemed like a pit stop on the road rather than an acceleration. So I don't know what's happened last week. Maybe 3-4 weeks ago, I was really enjoying the promotion, but last week was a strange one. There were good moments, but it wasn't a good 3 hours.
No, and that's as you say, you're so used to it being like the build up. That, to me wrong, I'm still absolutely looking forward to WrestleMania. I think the matches are obviously really, really good but both Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that, and they've done better at kind of leading certain kind of storylines on the build up, and they've kind of missed a trick with some as well. But because for me, Stand and Deliver actually could be good as SummerMania. I don't know about yourselves, but I actually think the kind of level of matches could actually be better than some, or kind of at the level where WrestleMania is going to be at as well. And it just shows you for a developmental brand how the NXT actually kind of is. And I think we've seen that as well with the video we call Adam Cole and O'Reilly. I mean, I don't know what you thought of that, Lewis, but seeing the clips of that, it gave me goosebumps watching that. That it was what you kind of expect when the build up to a big event, like that kind of level of intensity.
That was a very, very well thought out kind of promo. Everything for the kind of the story behind it. They didn't. I was watching that video just like, well, this is cool. You seen everything that basically they kind of fail to show you with certain people that they say they know each other and they've known each other for so long. When wrestlers say that, sometimes you kind of go, whatever. You've met each other and that's it. And, I mean, but you've physically seen in that video the ins and outs, the photos and whatever else, the feelings, everything they put into that one clip. Really built that match up. I think it's going to be a great match. Just the fact that it's on personal terms, and you can tell that they two were always the two closest out of the bunch all the way through, and obviously they're well-known names out with the company anyway because of they've battled before out with the company, so it's not unknown. They're known names, and it's as if in a way they were always going to come to this point where they were going to clash to see who was the best.
Aye, no, definitely, and I think it has been built up absolutely brilliantly. The storyline behind it all is great, and Kyle O'Reilly throughout this has just became a better wrestler as well for me, like fighting Finn Balor and how he had these title opportunities to now coming up like a great champion in Adam Cole. I mean, Adam Cole's one of the best to watch as well. But interesting one to see how it comes at the top. I think we spoke before about Adam Cole maybe getting up to the top brands as well, but it seems so personal now that for they two anyway, obviously they want to win, so it's kind of it's one of the ones where you're kind of unsure of the way it's going to go. For me, it's 50-50. Really, it'd go either way.
I've kind of been the one to kind of force that Cole might move up. As he's been doing this for so long, and but I kind of don't want him to move up because it on SmackDown. But their creative could be and ruin him. See what they've done to Balor, see what they've done to Arthur Black, see what they've done to Ricochet. But I think it's probably time now that they maybe need somebody like Adam Cole to get up. Just to give him somebody fresh, just to kind of especially face Drew. I think Drew and Cole could be phenomenal.
That would be absolutely brilliant.
But I can see O'Reilly winning what they're sending maybe Cole up, but as you said, it could go either way. I mean, Cole could come out and get the win and then go into face Karrion Kross again. You just never know.
Do you think there will be an interference, Liam Fernie, in that match, do you think? Or do you think it'll just be the two of them going at it and
I hope they leave it clean. I hope it's it's just one-on-one. I'd rather it wasn't complicated with any interference. For me, I don't care who wins. You know, I like both guys. I'm invested in both of their futures, and actually not really that bothered who wins or loses with that one.
No, definitely. I think I'm actually the same. I really like the both of them. There's no one I actually prefer more than the other, so I'd be quite happy to see kind of any of them go for it. But it's just off. Even talk about the matches makes you tired, man. It's just off the scale. It's just absolutely going to be brilliant. So it is, and it's an event I can't wait for. As you would say, next week we'll need energy drinks, need everything, man, to keep us going. Just, it's going to be some week. So it is. Very looking forward to it. I've seen there get a wee comment as well for the very own Michael Feeney, saying, do we think Raw could benefit from switching back to a 2-hour show for 3 years? Do you think that would the best road to take? Do you think Raw then would be a better show all in?
Probably would benefit, especially for creative. It just kind of gives them that less hour to fill with fucking less game shows.
Aye.
And
Oh,
just
God,
fucking
aye.
and fucking Bad Bunny appearing. I mean, it's been take that out there. There you go. Took that out this week. Raw would have been actually quite decent.
Aye.
It's had a not bad question for Govin's own Eric Rowan. Guy's about 6 feet 6, got a big gingy beard. But definitely, I think when you see how much AEW can pack into 2 hours, where actually it leaves you feeling like you want more, and it's chaos, and it's bedlam, and it's exciting, and it's interesting, and you compare that to Raw last week, where there was lulls and peaks and troughs, that, you know, actually I think a 2-hour Raw actually, you know, would maybe sustain your interest a bit more, and you wouldn't be feeling empty at some of the bits.
And in your response to that answer, I just a couple of laughing faces and a wee get it up, yeah, as you can see.
See, that's my godson as well. Brought up well, anyways.
But no, good question and good to say people get involved. But as you say, that's definitely the right route to take. I think there is, unless it's a kind of main event, like something like WrestleMania and stuff like that, I don't think the kind of 3 years is necessary when they can, as you say, the shows have proved you can get so much into 2 hours and it's well written rather than just kind of forced into a show and try to make up time and stuff like that, whereas that seems to be the case for a bit with Raw. But no, aye, absolutely brilliant, and just a wee bit of nice manners for you there as well, Liam. Nobody's ever told you that before. Get it up, yeah, know that, you know.
Aye, no, that's the only people that's brave enough to speak to me like that are family that know I will not hurt them. That's how.
But no, I think the whole, as I say, it was another really good week. Wrestling, we kind of caught up all the kind of main shows. It's a lot to keep in top on. There's another question. Oh, is this stuck? I think it's funny here.
I did it, I'm sorry.
What do you think of Charlotte being released?
Well, as the 1st of April, Greg.
I know I'm beyond this whole 12 o'clock thing, but there's still half an hour left in my eyes.
Aye. Wee Charlotte, eh?
In Eastern time, mate.
If it said shots of black out there, I think this screen would have been getting heated.
Touching on what you're saying about NXT, though, I do agree. I think Raw and SmackDown seem a bit more stretched. I think out of the two, SmackDown and Raw seem to be obviously. Well, I'd say SmackDown's probably more enjoyable in my opinion. compared to Raw. But I think you could probably say the 2 hour thing. I would probably agree with that. You'd probably be able to get more excitement out of it. It seems a bit dragged out. As of lately, maybe the past year or so, seems a bit more dragged out. The storylines and stuff like that, and then the fact like the Bobby Lashley thing, it was kind of interesting, I guess, to put the timer thing on, but at the same time, that was just a way to drag out the show, wasn't it? It was just a way to get that show through, and that was it really. But it added some effect, but I think it was just a bit too far to make it go for the full 3 hours, to be fair. But we've still got another week or so to go, so maybe, like Liam says, it is a pit stop this week. We've still got next week's show, and that's where they really need to hit it off. So the question is, will they hit it off, or will they not?
Definitely. Aye. So next week, as you'll say, we'll be involved in more podcasts, more live reactions when we can. Whoever's awake, whoever's not awake, see how we all feel. But no, folks, that covers another fantastic week of wrestling, another fantastic podcast. Thanks for everybody who's tuned in, listened. Thanks for the questions and the comments. Fantastic. Love them.
I'm not really want to thank anybody for their comments.
Keep going. No. But no, folks, it's been a pleasure. To everybody who's tuned in, you can follow Scotslam Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Our podcast is also available in lots of different. Again, we can share it Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Apple. Have I missed any, Lewis?
Hunters, mate. Basically, the major ones are all covered. Whatever you listen to, you'll probably find us. But Spotify, I'd say Spotify, Apple, Google are probably our main ones, to be fair. But the link tree is in every social media thing. So any link you need to follow us will be put on there, and if it isn't already on there.
Considering how much a tube you are, Greg, I'm surprised you missed YouTube.
Well, that's true. And you've just heard a tube talk absolute nonsense for God knows how long. Nobody knows what he's saying. But aye, no, folks, again, we'll be back next week for honestly, probably one of the best weeks of wrestling of the year. It's a wrestling fan's dream. We all love it. It's like Christmas. It's great. Can't wait. But until then, folks, take care, follow the rules, stay safe, get drunk, you name it. Cheers.
Adios.
Cheers.